Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And
Hannah.
domestic. It's been a long day. Hannah, domestic honest chief cook and doggy mama here in the paddy wagon tonight, wearing her favorite alien cap.
Yep. And happy belated one-day birthday to Renee.
Yes, she is the big 6-0 now.
Ooh.
She's just a youngin'.
Yeah, I'm still 2 years ahead of you, like I always have been. Okay. So, and hi to Mark, and thank you very much. If you're enjoying my survival series, a new one drops Monday.
Yes, make sure you're liking and sharing. Actually, you know what helps us more than having billions of subs is people just liking and interacting with the videos, commenting, and share it out there. Just share it in the world. Not even on Facebook. Just share it back out to YouTube, and that more people. I mean, things are starting to pick up for us now that perhaps there's a little less, what is it called? They're not censoring quite so much. Anyway.
Yeah, we went back and deleted all the questionable videos.
Well, and you know,
you
now that the adults are back in charge.
Yeah, things might get better. I don't know.
All right. Hey, you better click that button.
Oh, I'm not ready.
When are you ready?
Never. Which one is it?
That one.
Squatch America, we're on the trail, chasing down the mystery through the rain and hail, with a knock on a tree and a howl in the night. We're Squatch America, gonna get it right.
All right, folks. So, what do we got tonight, Hannah?
Water.
Okay, well,
tonight we want to, I don't know, how would you call this? There's a lot of stuff that we haven't told y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And we just we wanted to we shared our, like, here are our favorite Bigfoot pics, Grandpa's slideshow here. Yep. and all that, but there's a lot of our story, there's a lot of our experience over the last 5 years that hasn't made the YouTube live, hasn't made videos. There are parts of the last 5 years that Scott hopes against hope that will never see the light of day, which I am determined to expose.
Yeah.
Because I think it's funny AF.
No.
It is.
It's not.
It is. So, anyway,
good evening, Dale, by the way.
Nice to see you. How's the new job going?
An octopus with no friends. Nice to meet you. Raptor Crazy. Welcome. Mark, I think we got everybody. Michelle.
Yes. So actually, this is a very personal episode.
It is.
And because our lives, honestly, are not just about Bigfoot. Can you hear us? Hello? Hello?
Okay, I think we're back. Let me double check the settings here. Hello, testing. Yeah, we're back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that was fun.
When I reached across this thing over here to open the window because it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. All right.
It's 80 degrees in Texas.
Okay. Well, yeah. And okay. So by the way, before we get into tonight, so we today was a travel day. You know how much I love to do a show on travel days, but really Wednesdays and weekends are the only days we can. I know it is the UFO hat.
Yeah.
Woo! Wednesdays and weekends are really the best travel days for us because those are the days that I don't have a whole lot of my day job.
Mhm.
contend with. And so we got here about 3:15. We got here and they didn't have water set up for us, so the maintenance guy had to come and put in a water spigot. That was fun. And then we got set up, and then I've literally like just got off the computer with the stuff I did have to get done for my job today about 10 minutes ago.
Right.
So,
So,
anyway,
we're running late, so we're going to be talking about some personal stuff.
yeah, some personal
Not so much about Bigfoot, though there will be some Bigfoot stuff involved. But if that bores you, just put it on mute and go watch something else.
yeah,
But don't turn it off. No, just kidding.
No, don't no. Because here's the thing. When you watch Bigfoot shows on TV, you're seeing TV personalities act. You're not seeing them live.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. And that is actually what I think even people who go to these festivals and go to
Mhm.
conventions, somehow they think that because we're out doing this, somehow that exempts us from just everyday BS.
Mhm.
And everyday life. Some people ask, we have gotten asked so many times, well, why don't you put out more content? Why aren't you out in the woods more? Why aren't you? It's like, well, we got to earn the money.
Mhm.
We have to, and sometimes the shitter needs empty,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so we thought
Hey, Pappy.
we thought it would be fun just to talk about our journey.
Yeah.
And our struggles.
And we're going to kind of just stick to last year.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about 2024.
Yeah, and what happened to us 2024,
Yeah.
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So,
and there were some things in 2024 that really kind of made us think maybe we should stop doing this.
there was times, yes.
In fact, we almost rented a house in Lubbock.
Yep, it is 79.5, 79.5 degrees
And
where we're at
actually,
right now.
Can you believe this? Lubbock was 2023.
The first Lubbock, yeah.
The first Lubbock.
Yeah, not the second
The
Lubbock.
bad Lubbock.
The bad Lubbock.
Yeah.
So
we'll start. How about September 2023?
Well, no. Well,
that was the first Lubbock.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to go back that far.
But that was the big one.
Okay.
So, anywho, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody has challenges. So we would love to hear some of the things that you are challenged with, things that hit you in everyday life. Like Dale, it wasn't really out of the blue, but Dale had a job that was dying for years and they just wouldn't put it down, right? It's like, please put this horse down. And so actually it was kind of pretty painful, I'm sure, to watch your place of employment just slowly going under. And then they finally did just, but he's had to, in his early 60s, had to go out and find a new job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Needed to dump the shitter, Clark. Yeah, that happens once a week for the last 5 years. So.
Yeah. So, what was the biggest challenge that you have faced in like the last year and a half? We want to know.
Yeah. And so.
Right now in New England, their biggest challenge is 9 degrees.
It's 9 degrees. Yeah.
We better not tell them too much that it's 80 degrees.
Yeah. Well, no, it's 79.5.
Okay, there we go.
So anyway, so I've got a list here I'm going to throw up. Let's see if
he's actually prepared for this.
Sort of, kind of. So this was our last year. Okay, starting in February. 1st January, we can talk about trying to get to February.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
First of all, this was the year after we lost the high pressure oil pump. And that's when someone wanted to quit and had me looking for rentals in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what. I'm sure there are lovely people, salt of the earth people in Lubbock. But You know that song "Stuck in Lodi" again?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could sing that about Lubbock.
Lubbock. Oh Lord, we're stuck in Lubbock again.
Yeah, and we love Texas, but I don't think we love Lubbock that much.
Yeah.
With that said, we did make it through that. I mean, literally, when we lost our high pressure oil pump at that time, I think we had about $72 in the bank, and we were just trying to get to the next spot. Just get us to the next spot. We could deal with it. We couldn't get to the next spot, and that was a really, really low point. It's like, what the blazes are we doing? And it was my mother bailed us out and helped us out and keep moving. So an indicator that she kind of believes in us.
Yeah.
But then that actually opened the doors to some big stuff. And that led to 2024, which was the most crazy year of our lives. So there, now you go. Now you can show it.
Now I can show it.
Yes.
I was saying, so this is what our 2024 looked like in speaking engagements at Bigfoot festivals and whatnots.
Just the first half of the year.
Yeah, well, that didn't turn out right. It's not all straight like it was. But anyway, so in February, we started with these sportsman shows where we did 4 in a row, like every other weekend, boom, 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 boom. Or every weekend. No, was it every weekend or every other weekend? Some of them were every weekend. Some of them we skipped a week. But anyway, we had to go to Eugene, Oregon, Roseburg, Oregon, Medford,
Anderson, California,
Oregon, Anderson, California, and then Klamath Falls, Oregon, to these sportsman shows. And to give you an idea, I think, I
don't know. Wait, share your other screen.
Yeah. I think it's this one.
Yes. That was Klamath Falls.
This was Klamath Falls. And if you can you see my cursor? Yeah. There's our truck parked there in our booth, and we're selling t-shirts and talking to people. And this sportsman show had this 10-foot tall animatronic Bigfoot that was set up for our booth. And actually right over here, they had a live lion in that trailer. And so this was pretty much our lives for every weekend for February and March.
And in the middle of all that, I was working full-time still. And in the middle of all that, so I had my laptop with me and I'm doing work stuff, trying to talk to people. And then in the middle of all that, I had to fly to Dallas.
Yep.
And back. So he was alone you were alone in Anderson.
In Anderson, but Scott Goebel
helped us there.
Helped me out. He helped me.
Oh.
And Michelle.
And Michelle was there too.
Michelle was there too. Thank you very much, Michelle, for being there.
So our Squatch America,
and her husband, Steve, who had too much fun with the robot Bigfoot.
Don't ever give him a remote control
for a Bigfoot. Yes.
So
he was scaring little children a lot.
So our Squatch Americans came to our rescue when I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
But so anyway, what's next?
What's next? Oh, the schedule.
Gordon said that schedule reminds me of when I used to play with the native drum and went to powwows.
Yep.
And he loves his naps too much. I am all about the naps. That is true. All right, so let's go back to that.
Yeah, so we did the sportsman shows, and then we did a banquet for the Following Outdoors, the veterans group we belong to. We went and did a fundraising banquet with them in Oak Grove, Oregon, Eugene, basically. And what else did we do? Okay. And then the Bigfoot Festival season started. And
God help us.
God help us. So the first one we did.
There's a dog outside.
Yeah, there is barking. The first one we did was this one. Did it show up?
You've got to share your there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Was the 2024 Forks Sasquatch Days, which was pretty. Oh, actually, we did something between that. That wasn't on our list there.
I don't know.
We went to the UFO symposium.
Oh yeah, that was a surprise though. We
Yeah.
weren't speakers.
No.
All we did was sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So here's the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we could show them all these pictures and all this,
Yeah.
and we could tell them, yeah, we went to the UFO thing. We went to the surprise UFO. Put up our little table at the UFO thing in Ocean Shores and made $1,200. And people go, wow, man, you were really raking it in. And then, not 2 days after that, our refrigerator blew up.
Yeah.
So where did that $1,200 go?
Yep.
And I want to say that is what we found is all about. That's exactly what the festivals were. We would make money at festivals, and every last dime was making sure we could get to the next festival without dying in the middle.
Yeah.
So if anyone is under the delusion that you make money as a Bigfooter, just wake up from that pipe dream.
Yeah.
So and as you know, all of your donations.
There's one.
What are you? Oh, there's the UFO symposium.
Yep. So I got to figure out what I'm doing here. Yeah. That's us at the UFO setting up, and that dude there was a good. Oh, we met him. He's part of the
paranormal peeps.
Peeps, yeah. And this is actually close to Grays Harbor, which is a very famous Bigfoot spot. So
Gordon said, with the way we travel, we should do some gold panning each time.
We should.
He's got gold panning stuff.
Yeah, I've got a siphon and I got my pans and all that stuff.
He's actually a really good panner.
Yeah.
I love watching him move his cursor all over the place trying to find things. Anyway, so we had this crazy year of Bigfoot festivals, and we actually were able to accrue just a really not sizable, but more of a savings account than we ever had. Okay, tell them about this. Was fun.
This is in Forks.
Yeah.
So if you don't know these guys, that's David Ellis right here. Amy Buey. And Shane Corson. We got to hang out with them over the weekend. That was a lot of fun. That weekend.
So that was the Sasquatch Days in Forks. And people were so kind to us. I got my favorite Bigfoot sweatshirt there, which is too hot to wear now. And then after that, we went to the Medellin Falls Festival.
Was that this one?
I don't know. I don't know what you're pointing at. Yes, that was Medellin Falls. With Tom and Peggy Seawood and Mel Scahan and his wife and Angelique and Jesus and some other people.
That's her son.
Her son. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It rained like crazy the whole weekend.
Yeah.
That was the weekend where we had our little booth up and the wind just came and said, goodbye.
Oh, it removed it overnight.
Yeah.
So
the Bigfoot festivals, they're a lot of work and they're a lot of fun. And we actually had made a decent amount of money. We were getting ahead on things, just like, oh man, maybe it's starting to turn around. And then we got that call. Nope, not yet, because after that, then life hit. And your mom fell down.
That's right.
And it changed our schedule completely.
Yep. We had to run back to
had to cancel a bunch of stuff on the west side of Oregon.
What was
the camp out with
Fallen that was Kirsten.
No. We had to cancel the Fallen Outdoors, the retreat they were having.
Oh.
For the staffers.
Oh yeah. Or we had to cancel from going to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to cancel going to that, and then we had to start shelling money out to get back home to see his mom, to pay for campgrounds we hadn't anticipated. And then what happened?
What? Well, she fell down. She got hospitalized and then ended up in a nursing home.
The family property was sold.
The family property was sold, which was supposed to be going to me, but it got sold so she could go into a nursing home.
So we kind of he lost the family homestead.
Yeah, and that had been in our family for 100 years.
So
actually.
here's just what we learned from that. Take care of your affairs before they take care of you.
Yep.
So now we're in a place where we don't have a home to go to.
Yeah. Where we used to.
Yeah. So that's just the reality. We said this was going to be a really personal episode where we're just showing you the reality. So, we have no, if someone says, well, where do you go home to? We are professionally homeless now. We have no home.
Yep.
So our home really is where we park it.
Yeah.
And not complaining, but that is the reality. That is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's time for the bake. And so we're shelling out money left and right. And I keep bringing this up because you need to understand the reality of this and how we actually live pretty much like everyone else, just hand over fist and paycheck to paycheck. And so we started shelling out money, paying for extra campgrounds, and then came the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival.
Oh, wait, there was something else that happened between that. The Elgin excursion train.
Yeah.
That was in June. That was between Forks and Medellin Falls. We skipped that. But what happened in the excursion train was that's a train that runs out of Elgin, Oregon. It's kind of a tourist thing. You ride the train, it goes out. It's an old logging railway, but they have rail cars and
it's a choo-choo.
It's a choo-choo. Anyway, you go out and you eat dinner or lunch on the train and ride the train all day. It's really kind of fun. But they have a Bigfoot a Bigfoot trip. Last year they did it twice. Did we do it? We did it twice, didn't we?
No, we did it once.
We did it once.
But while we're doing all this, is the same time that his mom's house is being put up for sale.
Yeah.
So we
went and did the train, and then we were coming back, or we were in La Grande, Oregon. We were camping at the
Hot Lakes.
The Hot Lakes in La Grande. And I noticed one of our tires on a trailer was really bald. And we went to, it was only one tire, which is kind of weird. And so we went to get it changed, and the bearing was going out in that axle. So we had to, so we took it back to the campground, we got the tire changed, bought a new tire. And then I had to search
La Grande. Just replaced all those tires too.
So one of them was ruined, so we had to replace that one new tire. And then I had to search La Grande and finally found a little RV place in Island City that happened to have the bearing I needed. And so I slapped that in there.
And that's pretty pretty typical, where in between things we're making repairs, we're fixing yet one more thing that has broken. Christina asks, hello, thank you for doing this. I don't get to tune in much to our episodes. They're all on replay, so go to our YouTube channel. You can watch about 8 years worth.
Yeah.
I have a quick question you might have discussed before, not sure. What are your thoughts on the Sierra sounds? She's been listening to old Art Bell tape. We love Art Bell.
My son lives in La Grande. Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool. As far as we know so far, according to David Ellis and a few other really smarter people than me who are into sound and acoustics and language and all that stuff, they are pretty legit.
Yep. Yep. One of our favorite trips in our time on the road was going to Pahrump, by the way. And we've got pictures of us at Art Bell's memorial.
Yep.
We
love Art Bell.
I've got I got a funny story about Art Bell.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, ladies, I'll just say this. Our first night together, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Somehow he thought that playing the Art Bell show was a prelude to something wonderful. That was my introduction to Art Bell.
No, I just use Art Bell to go to sleep every night my whole life.
And now that Art Bell's gone, now guess what I used to go to sleep? Jeremy Scott from Into the Paranormal.
Yeah.
So,
If you want to listen to a great, George Norrie took over for Art Bell, but
Jeremy's way better.
Jeremy's way better.
He actually kind of channels Art Bell.
Yeah.
So
So you can find him on wherever you can find
Spotify. Just go to
look up Jeremy Scott Into the Abnormal.
Yeah.
Not paranormal, abnormal with Jeremy Scott.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival.
Okay, so we jumped into that. Let's see, what do I got on the screen? I think it's this one. All right, yeah, there's me at the festival. There's all the people who came to the dinner that night. Our guest was actually, I don't know if you can see real well, but that's Jeremy Scott from that show we were just talking about right there. He MCs our Bigfoot Festival every year. He's pretty cool. And then we've got Tom and Peggy Seawood and oh God, his name, Robert Leiterman from the Bluff Creek Project. And then this guy here is really cool too. We spent a couple shows with him. You know who that is? Pocatello dude, man.
Oh, you mean Brandon?
Brandon.
Yes.
Tennant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
He is. So anyway, and honestly, it was a fun festival, and there was Tom. You missed Tom. That's Tom Bennett, our music.
Yeah. So
you keep flipping past Tom Bennett.
Here we go.
Oh, I see.
There's Tom Seawood speaking. And that's Tom Bennett, a really good friend of mine, Bigfooter from Southern Utah, actually.
He runs the Southern Utah Bigfoot Research Organization.
Yep. And he's a one-man band. And he's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, he's got some great music. Look him up on Facebook, Tom Bennett.
Tom Bennett. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what else?
So anyway, well, I want to say this is like, oh, there's a sweet little family, and that little, hey, show that picture again. See that little girl there? I forgot I think they just got married. I forgot, but that little girl there is from his first marriage, and I think he's her full-time parent, but her name is Ozella, and she is the cutest little thing. She's so adorable, and he's raising her to be a squatcher.
Yep.
I mean, he's doing it right. So I want to say that when we were, and of course the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival is the one that we put together. And this was the third festival, and this one literally broke our backs financially. Just killed us, wiped us out in about 15 different directions. Mm-hmm. And so we just had to start. It was like, okay, we're starting from zero. We've started from zero before. Let's start actually it was like -0 because all my credit cards were maxed out to cover the expenses of that festival. Uh-huh. And so we started over, and then what? Then we went to Glide.
Was that Glide next?
No, then it was the Eugene. Then we went to Grants Pass to hang with my mom, and that was when the Eugene Emeralds game was. Oh,
that's right. Was that on the list here?
It's right there.
Okay, yeah. Then we went. Yeah, we were invited. The Eugene's Emeralds are what's it called? The farm team for the Giants, and their mascot is Bigfoot, and they invited us to come, and they played a little video explaining who we are up on the big screen.
About 4 people watched it.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people come by our booth and talk to us, and then that baseball game. I don't know if I got any photos of it. I don't think I did.
No, I have some cute selfies of me and my little. I should have worn my Emeralds hat.
Yeah.
We didn't do.
No, I didn't. But anyway, so what happened there is there was this big, huge, long flight of really short stairs that I went up, and it triggered my knee, which I have a problem with. I have damage from parachute jumps in the military. It's called jumper's disease. It's kind of a tinnitus in my knees. And if I climb a bunch of really short stairs really fast, it triggers it and my knee swells up and I can't walk for a week. But also during this game, after the game, my knee swelled up and we had a veterans outing.
Then like 3 days later.
3 days later. So I went up, set up to do the weekend with the veterans, and then Scott Goebel was supposed to meet me up there he did meet me up there a couple days later, and I was hobbling around by myself for a couple days. And then Scott showed up, and that's when we deployed the
Operation Pond
Scum on the pond we talked about earlier. And we deployed that while I'm still limping around. Scott was nice enough to bring up some ibuprofen for me for the weekend. And then late one night, we always stay up and watch the skies at night and listen for Bigfoot. And we didn't hear Bigfoot. We did see a UFO. This is near Crater Lake, Oregon. And then a lightning storm came through and set the whole forest on fire, and we were forced to leave the next morning. So actually, I was leaving the next morning anyway. I left. There's smoke boiling up everywhere, and Scott was supposed to stay there for a couple more days. And
he followed you right out.
And yeah, and then he was going to pick up the cameras that we put on the pond, on the buoy on the pond, and then he couldn't get to them. So they ended up staying there for months.
Unfortunately, they all came out intact.
Yay!
So I think you need to scroll back. So earlier we told you about the time his mom fell and we were forced to kind of change our plans and go back to Baker earlier. Scroll up here, and we had dinner with our daughter. Show that picture right there.
This one here.
Yes, yeah. Our daughter and her family.
Okay.
Nope, that's not it. There it is. That's it. So there we are. We are at Rooster's Restaurant in Pendleton. That's our daughter Kirsten and her family.
Yeah.
This was in June of 2024. And
that's our daughter. That's our granddaughter Bella, grandson, and that's her husband Micah.
Yeah. Anyway, we had absolutely no idea that was the last time we would
see her.
Because after Glide,
we didn't show the pictures of Glide.
Oh, yeah, we needed to go to...
we did show the pictures of Glide.
Did we?
That was with Jesus, right? No. That was
Jesus was
Falls.
There. But But then we went to Glide for the Glide... this one right there. This one there. We made the cover up. All right. He doesn't like the fun stuff. He likes all the boring stuff where he's yammering on. Yammer, blah, 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 petroglyphs, blah, 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 pictographs, blah, 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 dermal ridges, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
That's the Glide Bigfoot Festival. That's where we're speaking. That's Scott Goebel right there, and Hannah's actually right there.
Probably asleep or trying to do some work on my phone.
Yeah, that's from our booth. So
anyway, so then we did the Glide Bigfoot Festival, and then there was the Bigfoot Rendezvous in Pocatello, which was right after that. So we went racing back.
Wait, that was that one?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, didn't do too badly. I got to MC that, and because I love getting up in front of people and being Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Right. Had a great time. I've never been asked to MC anything. I'll probably never be asked again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So who was there with us? That was,
I met some great people there, though.
I know, but who was speaking there with it? Oh, there's Hannah emceeing.
Yes.
There we go. So there was me. Who's speakers? Me, Mark Marcel, Michael Freeman, Jeff Meldrum, and who is the other guy that's partners with Cliff? I forgot his name.
The other guy.
The other guy. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible.
Anyway, one of Cliff's dudes.
One of Cliff's dudes.
Because Cliff wasn't there that year.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then after that, we had this, we had enough money after that to go, and our plan was we drove to Boise, and we were camping in Boise, and we were gonna do all this work on the truck. Oh, you did do some work on the truck.
Yeah, we did.
Tell them about the steering.
Yeah, so my truck started shaking when I put on the brakes.
Like a year ago.
Yeah. So we decided we were going to, after that, and Pocatello was where the rendezvous was. So we went back to Boise, Idaho, and we stopped there. We were camping at the Elks Lodge, and my son's a diesel mechanic, so I went to his house. He's got all the tools, and we were going to see what was wrong with the brakes. We thought it was what was it? A universal joint?
A U-joint or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. We thought it was something.
Yeah. So we find out that the rear U-joint on my back axle was gone almost. So we replaced that, and the whole crossbar that steers your truck in the front was completely loose. It was about to fall off.
Like one screw was
Like one screw was holding it on. So,
And Dustin looked at me. He says, "I don't know how you guys are still alive."
yeah.
And so we wound up fixing the truck, and our plan was, and I'll never forget this. So we were there. They had worked hard fixing the truck. So we went out with our son and his wife and his little sister, his littlest sister, who's now in her 20s. Oh my gosh, she's grown so fast.
Yeah.
We all went out and we watched, what movie was it? Oh, we watched the new Deadpool.
The new Deadpool movie.
It was like fun
with
times.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
Yeah. And so our plan at that point was to go back to Southern Oregon and do some squatching.
Yeah.
And then we got
actually we had a veteran,
we had a veterans trip in Oregon that we were going to do on the way. And then we got the phone call.
Yep. Why did you just knee me under the table?
Because that's your cue.
Oh, my cue. We got the phone call, that weekend.
That night.
That my daughter, who lived in Pendleton, Oregon.
That we just had dinner with a few months earlier with your family.
Yeah, actually not months, weeks. But anyway, had pulmonary embolism, in other words, a blood clot in her lungs, and she passed away.
We didn't even know that then. All we knew is that she had been alive and then she died.
Yeah, it was like she got off work.
Boom.
She started feeling bad, and then
was gone.
10 minutes later, she was gone.
So that's when we canceled the next veterans trip. We raced over from Boise to Pendleton, and probably the worst week of our lives.
Yeah.
And then we went back to Boise
to
finish the work on the truck.
Yep.
And I want to give a shout out to the KOA in Pendleton. Not that they're listening or anything, but they were so gracious to us. They found us a spot. They knew we explained the situation. They found us a spot. They moved people around so we would have a place to stay. And when we didn't stay the whole time that we had paid for, they refunded us the money for extra nights. And they were just so gracious. Really gracious people.
So shout out to them. Yeah.
Yep.
So Raptor said Bobo.
No, it wasn't Bobo.
It wasn't Bobo. He's a tracker.
I forgot his name.
Anyway.
Yeah, he was not on the TV.
He wasn't on the show with him.
Yeah. Pappy said 2024 was a challenging travel year. Yep, it's true. It's true. I'm hoping greener pastures this year. So far, Well, we've done some different things this year.
Mhm.
So anyways, we went back to Boise, finished the work on the truck. And by this time, we are so broke because the money has just been flying out as fast as we pull it in. And this is with me working probably 60 hours a week on non-Bigfoot stuff. So you just, it was like, it was an insane as positive of the flow was the first half of the year. The second half was just seeing all that fly away. And so then after that was what? Then it was time to go to New Mexico.
Yep. Now
We literally just had enough money.
I'm
to
going
get
to
there.
not say names, but this was probably the second biggest disappointment in my life.
The first was losing your daughter.
Yeah. And then, so through this whole time with our daughter and stuff going on, there's these folks who opened a Bigfoot museum in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. And we were there the year before. We met them when they were first starting to build it. And they asked us tons of information, and we helped them set up the entire museum part of it. And so then we had kept in touch with them the whole time, and they kept saying how well it's doing. It was I mean, people were just packing to that place every day it was open, which is true. And they were an older couple who started it. They didn't expect it to be so busy, hadn't had a day off forever, and they had asked us, would we come take it over and run it for them? And we told them earlier that we would be happy to do that, and we had to finish our Bigfoot festival season first, you know, and we had finished that, and then our daughter died, and so we didn't get to go for a while.
It put us off by a whole week.
Yeah,
just a week.
Yeah, and then the lady who ran it kept calling us, you know, I really need you guys here today. I really need you guys here today. So we went from Pendleton, Oregon to Cloudcroft, which is down by Alamogordo, which is southern New Mexico.
With our truck screaming at us the whole time.
Yeah.
Blinking the light.
Yeah.
Help me, help me.
We started getting electrical problems in the truck while we're driving down there. And so we when we got there, we had, I mean, literally we were driving 300 or 400 miles a day, which we usually don't do that much, but it was like every day for like a week to get down there. And you know, and plus we had to, you know, pay for campgrounds overnight and all that stuff. We got down there, they
barely made it up the hill.
Barely made it there. She was nice enough to had rented us this parking spot for our trailer, which we could not get into.
In fact, we almost tipped it over trying to get there,
Yeah.
almost jackknifed the truck.
Yeah,
and then we could almost not get out of the area.
Yeah. So we went and found another campground, and we rented it for a month. So because we knew we were going to be there a while, so we rented it for a month, went and spent, they had this big brouhaha on the weekend for the football team, some Bigfoot thing. And so they had the museum open. We went down, they wanted us to set up a booth out front so people could notice us. We had our truck out there. We met a lot of great people giving us Bigfoot. Met Paul
and Robbie and Jody
and a few other people. Jody and Jody's from the Mescalero Apache.
And it's a husband and wife.
They're both named Jody.
Yeah.
It's just worked out that way. Anyway, so
great people.
We met them, great people. And Nikki Cologne from
Sasquatch
Sasquatch Secrets came up, and we went out squat. No, she came up, visited the museum for the first time, thought it was really cool. I took her through it, and then the next day we went out and had dinner with these folks, and they asked us, well, are you going to buy this from us? And I go, we hadn't talked about that. And I don't have, what was it, $1.5 million?
I think $2.5 million.
Yeah, $2.5 million to buy it. And I go, no, I thought we were going to come up and run it for you. And she goes, yeah, well, that's what we had planned. But then I decided I wanted to sell it. So if you don't want to buy it, we're just going to close it. I said, what? So we found a guy who had the money to buy it. But anyway, they closed it the next day and sold it to somebody who didn't want the museum.
So we were stranded there with a truck that wasn't working. If it was not for me having a day job,
yeah,
and bringing in income, we would have been up a creek. And so we did spend.
We spent that month. During that month, I tore into the truck. I had to put a new alternator in it. That's what was the power problem. We had to put one new battery. It has two batteries in it. Because it's a new alternator and
an AC compressor, which I dropped on my leg, by the way. Don't drop an air conditioning compressor on your leg.
Yeah.
Bad mojo. What else? Along with that AC compressor, there was something else.
New belt. That was it.
Anyway, It's like at this point we have like a whole new truck.
Yeah.
I mean, and so, but with all that, we met awesome people, and we got such a boon out of that miserable month.
That wasn't totally horrible. After meeting Jody and Jody, who are part of the Mescalero Apache tribe, they invited us to do a town hall meeting at the reservation, which is a little too unheard of thing to do. They trusted us enough. We had to meet with the tribal council first before they would approve it. Apparently what I said impressed them, so we were able to do a town hall meeting with the Mescalero Apache tribe, which was a lot of fun. We heard a lot of Bigfoot stories from that area. And while we were there, if you ever heard the famous Ohio call, one of the folks played this call that they got, and it sounded identical to the Ohio call. And I said, well, when did you record this? And they go, last night. I'm like, what? Last night? Yes, last night. So that was a lot of fun. So we got to go investigate
and that very night that you had the town hall meeting, he and Nikki Cohen from Sasquatch Seekers and that cool dude, whatever, I forgot his name. He's just
Kyle.
Just Kyle. And two members of the tribe all went up into the mountains there, the Sacramento Mountains together. I stayed home because I was tired. But they went up into the Sacramento Mountains together and camped out overnight.
Yes, we did. We got to go squatching for night with two tribal members and Nikki and Kyle.
And also Robbie and Paul Lugo were there. We got to go out with them and see the site of their encounter. So it wasn't all lost. There were some really good things that came out of that. And I said, that's where, when we got there, I said, not Loki. Oh my gosh. Kokopelli, which might as well be Loki because it's totally mischievous. I said, Kokopelli's got something up his sleeve for us. And while it wasn't running a Bigfoot attraction, we did make some amazing contacts, and that's where we really started thinking we need to kind of pivot. Squatch America,
Mm-hmm.
We got to do something different, and that's where we, what are we going to do? Because we could have given up then. In fact, I was the one who said this time, we're just gonna turn this truck around and we're gonna go back to Boise and stay at that really nice RV park and just be done with this. Unless, Scott, you have a better idea. And what did you say?
I don't remember.
You said, let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Doing.
And we're going to go to Texas like we'd originally planned.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we've been since October.
Yep.
Is in Texas.
In Texas. Now, we took some time to hang out and just do nothing for a bit. I mean, I've been putting together the videos, and thank you very much for watching them. But we haven't went out and did a lot of squatching and stuff. We have, while we were in Texas, been meeting up with some of our friends that are here.
Yeah, we saw Jenna Grover from
the She Squatchers.
She Squatchers
Yeah,
a few
Jenna.
weeks ago.
Yeah, we got to hang out with her for a day. Went and had lunch with her. That was a lot of fun. She's a kick, actually.
She's so funny. We
Yep.
love her.
Yep.
And so, anyway, Pappy says it was a special honor to be allowed and invited to investigate on the res. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's probably one of the highlights of our time as Bigfoot researchers.
Mm-hmm.
And we got like 70 stories out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, once they started talking.
Yeah. It's great. And we've been invited back anytime we want to come back to the res.
So we will find a way to go back to New Mexico.
In fact, they actually assigned us a tribal member who's like our guide. So anytime we're on the res, he's going to go out and hang out with us and help us around and show us around and be with us when we're out bigfooting and stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, so we've been in Texas ever since.
Yeah.
And fortunately, the truck is running beautifully.
Yes, it is.
In fact, we have upgraded.
To what?
To lithium.
Yeah. Yeah.
We put a lithium battery in the Squatch Mobile to run all the bits and bobs and bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm. The Bigfoot stuff.
And now we just put in a 300 amp hour lithium battery on the trailer, which might get some more mileage out of the trailer.
Yep. Because
we really thought the electricity system was going, when in all actuality it really likes lithium.
Yeah.
So now we can actually boondock more like we've wanted to.
So what's the plan, Stan?
Well, if you've noticed, we haven't been talking a whole heck of a lot about doing all sorts of Bigfoot festivals. In fact, we are missing our normal round of sportsman shows now because we said not this year. We gotta do some different things. So in all this time and all this happenings, with all this camping and just hanging out and relaxing, we got to be creative. This is where Wild Squatch Wellness came from. And by the way, let's show them that video. Do you have that up?
No, give me a sec. Please hold.
Please hold.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Wild Squatch Wellness is kind of my brainchild that came from us testing out different herbal formulations for a truly effective insect repellent. And Wild Squatch Wellness was born out of that effort. And I would not have been able to come up with that. I would not have been able to receive that creative download if we'd been going crazy like we had been. Mm-hmm. And here we go. We got something to show you.
This video? That's
the video. So watch this, and then we'll give you further instructions. You have to share it.
I'm getting there.
Okay, here we go. If you haven't seen it already.
Turn audio. Can you guys hear that? I'm not sure if they can hear that. Hold on.
You don't want to remove it. No.
Yes, I do.
All right. He's got buttons to push. We're gonna go long tonight, I think. Share tell audio. You're good.
Yeah.
He's good. We're really tired. Just forgive us. All right, try again. Start it over.
Okay. Ah, I don't know what's going on here.
No volume on Facebook. No sound.
Hmm. All right, let's try this again.
Okay, click.
It says, just for fun, tell me if you can hear this.
Hey there, fellow outdoor enthusiasts. We are Scott and Hannah Violet, the founders of Squatch America.
Could you hear that? Are our mics on?
Yeah.
Should they be on when it's playing?
Should. Yes, somebody said yes.
Okay, try again.
Okay.
And Wild Squatch Wellness. We have spent years tracking Bigfoot throughout the United States. And although we have caught them on camera, the only up close and personal encounters we've had have been with bugs.
As Bigfoot researchers and outdoor adventurers, we spend more time in the wild than most people. And when you're deep in nature, you learn pretty quick that natural solutions are always superior to artificial ones. When it was clear that readily available insect repellents were no good for protecting us, as you can see by those scars, we started probing nature's offerings and discovered some pretty amazing things.
Most insect repellents on the market are loaded with harsh chemicals, stuff that's not only bad for your skin, but also harmful to the environment. Insects are an important part of any ecosystem, and while they are pesky, they deserve and need to live to maintain that balance. We knew there had to be a better way.
That's why we created Squatch Off, a powerful, all-natural insect repellent that doesn't just protect you, it protects the planet. No toxic chemicals, no weird additives, just pure, undiluted plant-based ingredients that bugs hate.
And the best part, it doesn't even kill the insects. It just keeps them at a respectful distance. We've perfected the formula, but we need your help now to bring Squatch Off to life. Your support will allow us to produce our first large batch, package it sustainably, and get it into the hands of fellow adventurers, nature lovers, and Bigfoot seekers everywhere. So join us on this journey. Back this campaign, share it with your friends, and let's keep the wild truly wild, but without the bugs.
So stay wild, stay free, and most important, go out and find Bigfoot and don't let the bugs bite.
This would not have happened if we had been all helter-skelter all over the country because we actually had time to do stuff differently. So we do have a link for you. We are offering this through Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding platform. And unlike a GoFundMe or something where we just say, hey, I need some help, send me your money. The pre-launch is on now. You can sign up for email updates. But on February 19th, which is just 2 weeks from now, I think that's the right date, February 19th, this will go live and you will be able to pre-purchase Squatch Off for yourself. And we've got a bunch of different packages that you can use. So this is our very first, like Squatch America / Wild Squatch wellness product that we are offering. And what did you do here? There's no space. Why did you?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he copied and pasted.
I did. I
know. You're so funny. All right. He copied my name on the message. We're going to try again with that. So yeah, go ahead and sign up at Indiegogo.com for the email updates. Show them what it looks like. Show them what that page looks like. It's a fun page.
Okay.
Oh, we need to end this.
No. So folks, what we're saying is we took some time. We're not doing that 14 Bigfoot festivals in a row thing this year by choice, because trust me, we have had plenty of calls. This there we go. Anyway, we've had plenty of calls. We're going to go up and do one with Barnaby.
Are you going to share that screen yet?
Yeah, I'm going to get
okay.
there. You keep if you want to keep talking about what's going on.
All right. So after Texas, we've got about another 2 months in Texas. Yes, thank God. So we will have spent the late fall, the entire winter, and the early spring in Texas. And we actually don't ever want to leave. But we're going to go up to Wisconsin. And we're going to go up to Wisconsin for
it's not on there.
For the Cryptid Festival.
There it is.
There, the Cryptids, Anomalies, and Paranormal Festival. And then show them with all these people. I'm not going to read their names. I've read their names before. All these people. And then look at that, Dale. Look where we're coming. Look where we're coming. Boom. By Dale and Denise's anniversary, we're going to be in Maine.
Yeah. So on our way there, we're actually going to, there's some folks in Ohio, some folks in New York. We're going to go out, and some folks in New Hampshire. Was it, or Vermont? One of the two.
Somewhere
that we're going to go out and spend a weekend with. And what we're doing this year is we're not going to Bigfoot Festival so much as we're going out squatching with you.
And we're just taking time to relax and enjoy this journey a bit. Which includes getting Wild Squatch Wellness off the ground. You're going to share that screen, aren't you? He's trying. He's trying so hard. There you go. Top tab. There you go. So this is when you click on that link. This is where you'll land up on the pre-launch. And when you sign up for this, I tell you what, this year, after all that, this has unleashed a degree of creativity in me that I have not experienced probably since I was a teenager. So when you sign up, you get a free 3 ebook bundle of things that I have created for Wild Squatch Wellness. You'll be introduced to the lore. There is Bigfoot lore as part of Wild Squatch Wellness. It's hard to imagine, but there we are. And I had someone ask me the other day, does this work? Does this stuff work on black flies? And it's like, girl, that's why we created it.
That's why we created it.
Because nothing works on black flies, but this stuff works with black flies.
Yeah. So what this is it's a combination of a bunch of literally herbal stuff that Native Americans have used for ever.
It's an herbal
Yeah.
oil decoction that is not available on the market.
Right. So this is all natural stuff. It's all like stuff you can pick in the forest. But what it is the combination of it works really well. And the base oil we use is actually helps to prevent
It provides
a barrier for poison ivy also.
So I mean, now don't go jump in the poison ivy.
No, yeah, don't.
But
do that.
if you accidentally brush up against it and you're covered in this stuff,
Uh-huh.
it's going to
Keep it from itching so bad.
Yeah. So there is some extra protection there. Might even be safe for furries, but not so sure.
Mhm.
But anyway, that is how you can get on the email list to be notified as soon as the sales campaign goes live.
Mhm.
Oh, Dale, we don't want to go there. We're just coming to see you guys.
Yeah.
We've had enough WEC summers.
Yeah. Plus, I get my first old man check this month, Dale. The old Social Security starting. Oh, that's something else during all this that I forgot to mention. We had to hire lawyers.
We hired lawyers, yes.
Yeah. In the middle of all that stuff this year, we had to hire lawyers because the Veterans Administration
kept denying us.
Yeah, they put out this thing about if you were here, and here during Operation Desert Storm, and if you were around the oil well fires, if you were in the burn barrels things, please apply. You get automatically put into this. Well, I did all that stuff. In fact, if you remember, if some of you aren't old enough to remember, but if you remember back during the Desert Storm, all the oil wells in Kuwait were set on fire. And I ended up for about 2 months guarding those like they were going to run away. But so I was in that black smoke for about 2 months. So I applied like they said you're supposed to. I got turned down every time. So we had to hire lawyers, and we're still fighting that too. So
anyway, yeah, we're waiting to hear from the VA. I don't know what jewel weed is, but there's some great stuff in there. It is a proprietary formula, and it is one that we share with our manufacturer. So we're not gonna, when you buy it, you'll be able to see what's in it. Well, you got to buy it to see what's in it.
Yeah.
But it is an herbal oil decoction.
Yeah, it's all natural. Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah, so we worked with this herbalist, and since we've been in Texas, because we're down here when we're in East Texas. If you notice that video, we're kind of in a bayou. So there are bugs down here and still in Texas, and so we're on the border of Louisiana, so we're in swamp country, and so there's still bugs. And what we did is we had 4 different concoctions that we put together, and we tried all of them,
and in different combinations,
and we ended up with like 2 of the concoctions combined in one was the magic sauce. Yeah. So
anyway, that's how so it's personally tested. We've got it. We're going to have testers going out actually to the she squatchers and to the Florida Bigfooters, because they said nothing will work with these mosquitoes.
Yeah. So our friends, what's her name? Diane Marie DeMond, down in Florida. We're going to send them some, and we're going to
send the she
squatchers some, and maybe in spring we'll send some to Dale. Maybe see if that works
for those black flies. Anyway, so please get on that email list, and so Squatch America offshot into Wild Squatch Wellness, and there's gonna be all sorts of awesome things coming on with that, and then your creativity went gangbusters with Bigfoot bushcraft.
Oh yeah. So and like one of the first comments we got today, which is pretty awesome, and I thank you so much, Mark. Go clear over here.
It's right there.
All right. So in case you haven't been watching, on Mondays, one of the things that really kind of touched us was about a month ago, or a little bit longer.
It's been about 3 now.
I guess about 3 months ago, a couple of guys in Washington State went out bigfooting and got lost in the snow and perished, and that's unacceptable to me. So, having been, and Dale can tell you this. I mean, what was it, like 4 years ago or 3 years ago in Maine? I wanted to open a survival camp and start teaching people survival stuff. You know, it's something that's always been kind of a passion of mine.
And what's funny, what's funny is that in the Bigfoot community, there's all sorts of, well, not all sorts, but people will readily teach you how to make a cast or how to whoop, but nobody is teaching people how to stay safe.
Yeah, or when they're out there squatching. So what I've been doing is we started a whole series on wilderness survival. It's something I've been doing my whole life. I grew up in the woods. But when I was in the military, I went to the SEER school, which is the U.S. Army survival school. And so I've learned all sorts of wilderness survival, and it's kind of been a passion of mine my whole life. So every Monday I'm putting out a new video about an aspect of survival. And as we go on through, I've got it planned out for a whole year. As we go on through the year, it'll get more technical as we go. I'm doing basics first, and then we're going to get into more technical stuff later. So I'm going to have a whole year's worth of videos,
Survival course
a
online.
survival course online when we're done with it at the end of the year.
So all that, I think we pivot. I mean, I think we made a good choice to back off from the shows.
Yeah.
Because now we have time to really, what do we want to do here? Because my thought was, we keep doing the same thing we've always done, we're going to get what we always got.
Yeah.
So we got to do something different.
So
anyway, that's what that is. We have been yakety yakking for an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh. So we thank you guys for just hanging out with us tonight. I know it's kind of weird, but we were traveling today, so I didn't have a lot to prepare for today. But
next week,
before we go, next week we have Hannah calls him the best hugger in
He's the best hugger in the Bigfoot world. I love him.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to hug. It's like, huggies. Thank you, Eugene. He said, Eugene thinks we're both awesome. You haven't hung around with us. Thank you for sharing your stories of life. Oh, and then we got more.
No,
Ricky, we did not talk about the time that he broke the trailer septic system.
Yeah, that was
a few years ago.
That's a few years ago.
This is my favorite.
So
story.
next week we got Mark Marcel. What is he? He's like 6'8". I mean, the dude. I'm 6'3", and I have to look up to. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I have to look up to him. In case you don't know who he is, he's the one who dove into
Ape Canyon.
Ape Canyon, which is in
southwestern Washington,
Mount St. Helens. About years ago in the 1800s, a group of miners had a run-in with a group of Bigfoot and was under attack all night long, had rocks thrown on their cabin. They had to shoot out. It was crazy times. He dove into that story like nobody's business. I mean, he found old newspapers, old drawings. He interviewed family members. He got diaries from those guys. He did it all. And so he's going to be on and talking about the real story behind Ape Canyon
next
week. So he'll be on with us doing that. And then the week after that, we're going to be with Barnaby Jones from Wisconsin. And we'll be talking about the festival coming up and what's going on with Bigfoot in Wisconsin.
Yep. So never fear. We actually have real Bigfoot content coming your way.
All right. Dale says he works with a guy that wants to meet me. Awesome.
Okay. Tell him to buy some bug spray.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know what? We've spent the last few years being famous Bigfooters, right? If there's such a thing. And we want to take a year off and be Bigfooters.
And people.
or maybe even and people for a while. You know, in fact, we had, gosh, we met a lady the other day. We were walking out of what was it, after the pizza parlor. Anyway,
I
we
don't even remember the pizza. Oh, maybe. Oh,
yes.
yeah. What?
So this lady, we're walking out. We walk into the truck. She comes screeching into the parking lot because she saw our truck, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And I'm like, "Where? Who?" You know, it's like, "What?" She goes, "Oh my God, it's you!" You know, it's like, yeah,
Where are
okay.
you?
So she wanted my autograph. She wanted a whole bunch of stuff. Cool. She said, "My husband's the sheriff of the county." Yeah, awesome. So
Apparently she watches.
apparently she watches. So it was a lot of fun.
But yeah, we've needed a year to just chill.
Yeah. And it's been, you know, last couple campgrounds too, we had some people that were like viewers, and we love meeting you guys. So if you figure out where we're at, usually watch the live shows. We tell you where we're at. And if you want
We're
to meet
in
up,
Bridgeport, Texas right now.
Yes, and we'll be here for 3 weeks in Bridgeport, Texas. So
That's west of Dallas. That's west of
so
Fort Worth.
So if you want to email us, squatchamerica@gmail.com, and if we're in the area and you want to meet up, please do. In fact, I think we might start posting our calendar.
Oh no.
Hi Charles, you're late.
No, I need a better calendar program. That calendar program is a pain in the butt.
And also, if you look down in the description before we go, I want to add one more thing. There's a thing said if you want to be on the show, there's a thing called Calendly. I can never
Calendly. If you want to be on the show, if you want to be a special guest on our show, go to calendly.com. There's a link in the description, and you can just click on that, and you can see the show dates that are open. If you want to be our special guest, click on the date that works for you, and we will have you on as our special guest.
Absolutely. Anybody. If you got a Bigfoot story, let us know, and we'll get you on.
Okay.
Okay.
With that, as always, remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So please like, subscribe, share this. The likes and the shares are more important than anything.
Yeah.
But we want subscribers. So I want a pretty plaque to put back here.
Yeah.
I want a play button.
Yeah.
And so yeah, until next week, you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching, and thank you for putting up with us tonight.
Yes. Now,
We love y'all.
go out and
Find Bigfoot.
That damn Sasquatch.
They're squashing, they're searching, they're cracking some jokes. It's Scott